everyone. Welcome back to Eat the Cake Anime, a podcast where we take a look at anime shows, cartoons, movies, and other things that interest us from our unique perspective. I'm your host, Jay Renee. So today, closing out this month for our appreciation for sports and sports anime, we know that the Olympics are done, and we've been taking a look at other shows that have animes that were kind of parallel, just talking about the greatness of sport and how things can manifest themselves when people are working their hardest and doing their best to make an impact or to be the best at something. So for this anime review, we're going to talk about Haikyuu. Haikyuu, or Haikyuu as it's spelled, is a sports anime that focuses on volleyball. Now, during the Olympics, volleyball was great. Haikyuu, on the other hand, I have questions, people, because I have tried to watch Haikyuu and I've given it the 3-episode rule, and apparently, according to my niece, I may need to start over. So, a little context. Haikyuu, and I have to say it like that because there are the exclamation points at the end. So, of course, this is a sports anime that started out as a manga. It began in 2012 and it lasted until 2020. It grossed 45 volumes of the manga, and to date, 2024, it is currently one of the best-selling mangas of all time. If that wasn't enough, it, premiered in the Weekly Shonen Jump back in February 2012, and it was so popular that the anime was adapted in April of 2014. So in less than 2 years, here we have a great manga followed by an anime that apparently blew up with the 25 episodes that it was given in 2024. They had a second season in October 2025 with another 25 episodes. A third season in 2016 with 10 episodes. A fourth season that was released in 2 splits. Now, we're talking 4 seasons. They also had an anime film that was entitled Haikyuu Final. Yes. It's supposed to be like this big deal that, it's talking about the finale. It was serving as finale of the series. But you guys, think about it. The premise is, once again, it's simple, but this one I had a hard time with. The story follows Mr. Hinata, Mr. Shoujo Hinata. Now, he is a very, I don't want to say that Shoujo had a Napoleon complex, but he was not a big guy. And because he was so small and he loved the game of volleyball, he was determined to be a great volleyball player, regardless of his size. Okay? He had a rival, Tobio Kageyama. And Kageyama, they were rivals. Hinata and Kageyama, yes, they were rivals, and it was always something. But then they ended up going to the same high school and joining the same team. Great. I am so confused by this particular anime. For someone who loves the ins and outs of anime, character development, taking a simple premise and making it into something great, to me, that is one of the things that got me hooked on anime in the first place. Besides the animation, it's the storytelling and how it opens you up in a way that you would never think about it. So looking at Haikyuu, yet again, Hinata is this little junior high school guy, and he is just fascinated by volleyball, all it has to offer, and things of that nature. Yes, he is, he's small, but what was his talent? His talent was he was able to jump. So, over the next couple of years, he was, trying to form a team, asking people to help him practice because there wasn't really a team for his junior high school, this and that. first game, and we will see, like, in the beginning episodes, the first game, how, they lost, and they lost bad. And the setter for the team that they lost to is, of course, Tobio Kageyama. And that became like the little rivalry. And he was like, okay, when we get to high school, Hinata was vowing to defeat Kageyama and all this other stuff. But then they got chosen and selected to go to the same high school. So I'm just like, okay. So let's see how this is going to go. And then here comes the classic story now. Now, I said again, at Eat the Cake Anime, we love the classic storylines, but then how they, are supposedly pushing each other, and, how they're just going to make everything better. Listen, I watched 6 episodes of Haikyuu, and I just, for some reason, I couldn't see what made this anime so great. It didn't hit me or move me the way others have done. And like I said, at Eat the Cake Anime, we do these reviews, our takes, our perspective. And from my particular perspective, it didn't have the same intensity as a Blue Lock, or the same pace as Ping Pong, or the way Kiriko's Basketball, the way they broke down, everything, the plays and the moves and things like that. To me, Haikyuu did not have the same punch. And I see producer Ron is over there laughing at me because of the way I'm pronouncing Haikyuu, but that is the way it's spelled. Haikyuu with 2 exclamation points. Yes, you're going to be sick of me by the time this review is over. But you can't argue with the numbers. You cannot argue with the numbers. At New York Comic Con, when Haikyuu, appeared with the manga and things like that, it was so big that the English version quickly outsold the Japanese version. It was during the time of, COVID, when everything was big and, jumping off, they tried to do the spinoff. I never watched the spinoff. The notes that I have is talking about they had a spinoff that took place and released. It took place during COVID, but it was released in January of 2023. A radio drama for the series was broadcast in Tokyo, and it was a hit. The anime, you guys were talking about 4 seasons and a movie, and everything was designed to focus on Shoyo Hinata and Tobio Kageyama, and just making sure that this rivalry was great and how it was going. But it just did not, for some reason, it didn't move me like the other animes, and I don't know why. Could it be that people say, oh, the story has been redone, these stories have been retold? Everything about movies and television shows and animes and cartoons, y'all, almost everything is recycled. Almost everything is recycled. So when you're going through and you're looking for something, that spark that makes your interest just kind of mushroom and just grow, they even had an OVA. They had a couple of OVA episodes. They had some DVD releases. But for me, Haikyuu was it just wasn't one of the ones that I would recommend. It would not be my first choice. Now, one of my younger nieces, her name is Janaya. Shout out to Janaya. She's a freshman at GSU. I'll let you guys determine which one. But she loves this anime. She would talk about this anime a couple years ago. That's all she would talk about, Haikyuu. Like for Christmas, she wanted, the swag, the merch, the paraphernalia. Got her all that. But by the same token, I was asking, what about this anime is so good? She was just, it's everything. I'm like, okay, but what about it makes it everything? And she really couldn't tell me. So I said, you know what? I'll go back. Let me try to watch it again. You guys, I tried to go back. I tried to watch it. And for some reason, it just did not have it just didn't have it. I made it through, the first time I made it through 2 episodes. The second time I made it to 3 episodes. The third time I went back and watched Haikyuu, I made it 6 episodes. And it has to be something that I'm missing. Because once again, you can't argue with the numbers. And yes, of course, we like what we like, and we have our own little interests and things like that. At Eat the Cake Anime, we are constantly, having the discussions about feeling that the things that you like, no one else, may appreciate, but that's okay. That's one of the reasons why we started this podcast in the beginning. It doesn't matter if it's popular. It doesn't matter if everyone loves it. If you can't find anything about it that moves you and makes you just, go, go, go. And unfortunately for me, and I know I'm in the minority, it just did not have that same, Haikyuu did not have that same feeling for me. As I said, I have talked to other people who, not only my niece, I've talked to a couple of friends, I've talked to a couple of friends' kids. When I asked them, what's the sports anime you like? The first thing they mention is Haikyuu. And I'm always saying, seriously? So maybe it is something I'm missing. So if you guys have any comments or any suggestions, whether to watch it in sub or whether to watch it in dub, I will gladly take those suggestions and go with it and see exactly what about this anime that has people basically in love with it. So we're taking all your comments, we're taking all your suggestions. Thank you guys so much for all the support that you've been showing us lately. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We're on YouTube at ETC-anime. We're wherever you get your podcast. But can someone please tell me, can someone please explain to me why Haikyuu is so popular? And even though it ended, it's still up there. It's still ranked as one of the best-selling mangas of all time. It's still a popular anime. I know it's available on Netflix and Crunchyroll and some of the other services, but I would really like to hear from you and really like to know exactly what about this anime that's so great, because maybe it's something I'm missing. And yes, full disclosure, I have watched it in dub. Do you think that might be the issue? Do you think that might be the issue? Everyone knows my preference is sub, hands down. So maybe I may need to do it differently like that, but it'll be interesting to find out. And we will come back after looking at the suggestions. I will rewatch it and come back, give my opinion on it. But so far, because it's nothing like, and I'll just say this, Haikyuu to me is nothing like the volleyball that I played in school, or I played when I lived in California, or what I've seen on television with the Olympics, or just, watching beach volleyball and things like that. Yes, it's a team, but it has the formula, but I think there's something missing. So I would love to hear from you guys. If you can, just let me know. I'll gladly rewatch it and review it again. So Eat the Cake Anime, this has ended our month-long appreciation for sports anime. And of course, we'll be doing more sports anime, later on, but we really wanted to do this focus during the month of August because it was the games of the 34th Olympiad, and it was great. It was great. So, hey, it's that time where we are going to wrap it up and say thanks so much for joining us. Hope you enjoyed this review. If there's anything that we can do to, help this thing along, because I know there are Haikyuu fans out there, because I have already heard from plenty of you all when I said that this was the next anime we were going to review. So once again, here at Eat the Cake Anime, we are here because we love all things anime. We love cartoons, movies. We love things that are not your norm, that people are saying, oh yeah, you gotta like this because everybody else likes it. If it evokes any kind of feeling, any kind of emotion that's positive, that is what we love. And anime really does it for us here at Eat the Cake Anime. So until next time, don't forget, at Eat the Cake Anime, we believe in saying it is okay to enjoy anime.